Hello people, it's Dookie Boy. Today's video is going to be about 1 John 2:15. Hope y'all having a good day. Y'all keep up and stay blessed. Let's go. Don't mind all the noise. I'm over here by a construction site. So they're building what they call, them storage units that they be building. They've been building a lot of them lately actually. So this probably like the third one on this street that they built. A lot of immigrants coming over here in Florida. So it's a lot of people moving from wherever they come from and, moving down here and stuff. So I understand why they're building so many of them. But yeah, that's where all that noise is coming from. But, I still wanted to make this video. And I like this little area down there right now. It's very trashy, because a lot of people, homeless people, they be staying out here and stuff. I look out for the homeless, man. I don't got no problem giving back to the community. But, one thing I learned, this don't got nothing to do with this video, but, be careful who you give your money to, because a lot of homeless people, they rather use the money for drugs and, to do things, to please their flesh for right then and there, So I'd rather give a homeless person, some food or some clothes, something like that, to look out for them. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, anyway, let's continue with this video. So 1 John 2:15, here we go. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in him. So, basically what that verse is saying is, God, he doesn't want us to be worldly because it steers us away from knowing him, and the devil, he's pretty much the one who wants us to dwell in our flesh and want us to, seek the world and validation from the world and having all this, a luxury lifestyle and just pleasing our flesh. Overall, just pleasing our flesh, man. And why it says love for the Father is not in him, because think about it, if you're so focused on pleasing the world and pleasing yourself through worldly objects and things of that nature, you're not going to want to focus on God. You're going to pretty much look at the money and everything as your God. You're not going to look at God and pay attention to what he needs you to do. Yeah, and that's a very huge issue with a lot of us today. We're worried about what can I get? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with having nice things, but when it get to a point where that you're focused on that instead of your creator, the one who created you and gave you the ability to have and experience those things and be able to use tangible, objects and things of that nature. Now it's like you're not trying to, it just pretty much, like what I said, it makes it your God. Your money becomes your God, and that's the only thing that you're focusing on. And then it's like, you're gonna die eventually. We all have to die one day. But you focusing on the world, that takes you away from paying attention to that. What do I need to do before I, leave this earth? What can I do for God? That way I can be with him in heaven. And don't you think if God created everything down here that, you saying that he doesn't have anything up there in heaven? He has just as much stuff down, up there, Only thing in heaven that doesn't exist is sin. So that means all them fancy cars, all that stuff, I'm pretty sure you can ask God for it and you'll be able to get it in heaven. He'll let you use it and stuff. But one thing also that's important, don't, look at the worldly things as what, makes you want to get closer with God, because, that's not true love. You worried about stuff that's, tangible and things that, don't really serve a purpose for bettering you and serve the purpose of God. It's about us, building a relationship with God and Jesus. That way we can just be free, man. Who wants to live a life of working every day and have to wake up every morning, to pretty much be a slave to work and, things of this world, man? That's why going with God, that's the way, man. Going with Jesus, man. We got to be willing to let go of this world, man. And it's actually a Bible verse about that too. You got to pretty much let go of the world, man. If you want to really serve God, you got to let go of this world. You can't be stuck on this world and wanting to be famous and things of that nature. And think about it. You can tell that when you seek the world that you don't have love for God, because just look at, this don't pertain to everybody, because I believe there are people out there that truly live for God, but, they have money and stuff. But the thing about those people, they don't make money their God. And that's a good thing. You shouldn't ever idolize the money and put that over God. It should always be God first, then, then Jesus, then yourself, then my bad, guys. Then you should start trying to better yourself and help yourself and things of that nature. But always do the will of the Father, because, you may need help in something, but there's always somebody out there that needs more help than you. So that's why you got to carry out God's duties, man. And also help steer people away from being in that lifestyle and being a slave to sin. Because being a slave to sin, that's, one of the worst things to be. You know how bad that would be to die and not knowing Jesus and not being able to have a relationship with God. That's a terrible thing, guys. And a lot of my people as in black people, it's a lot of, all colors, but specifically, my generation, a lot of them want to just throw away their lives, and they always want to seek the world and attention and money and things of that nature. But it's like, none of that stuff will ever be enough, man. None of that stuff will be enough. Only thing that's enough is God and Jesus, man. And then you got to think about it. You're not going to be you obviously know that we don't live forever. Why is you focus so much on this stuff down here? Well, you can focus on it, but focus on it for the right purpose. You see what I'm saying? Focus on it to better yourself, as far as being in God's kingdom and helping people also be in God's kingdom, man. Focus on trying to get knowledge of God, understand the knowledge of God so that you can be a teacher and teach people, so that when y'all all go and peel out the flesh, y'all all be with y'all creator again, man. You saying you rather go to the spirit realm by yourself instead of being with a real spiritual family that will actually cherish you and love you, and not only that, but be somewhere that's an amazing place that you never seen before, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. You got to really, you can't look at this world and then you pretty much can't serve two masters, man. You can't love God and love the world and love Satan and love money. You can't do that. You only can love one. It's either you gonna love one and hate the other, man. That's how it's gonna be. And that's how, it's a Bible verse about that too. I might not put that in there, but it is a Bible verse about that. You'll love one and you'll hate the other. So, okay, well, yeah, I'll put it in there. I'll put it in there. But yeah, guys, don't fall in love with this world, man. All this stuff is temporary, man. Years from now, this stuff won't be here. Probably not even years, probably like months or weeks, man. So, like for example, this construction site, man. Before, it was all this plant life. That's all that existed right there. Now it's all a building. You see what I'm saying? None of this stuff will last forever. And also, why you shouldn't fall in love with the world is because you don't own none of this. All of this stuff is God's stuff, man. All of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Why not be with with our Creator instead of falling in love with His creation, man? Why not fall in love with getting closer with God and having a relationship with God? And He will add things onto you, things that you need. You see what I'm saying? don't always seek the worldly stuff and the money and things of that nature, because none of that stuff will really help you. It'll just feed your ego and your flesh for right then and there. But after that, you're gonna want to end up doing it again and stuff. And that's what I'm saying, when you have, when you follow Christ and you do right by them and you go right with God, that's enough for you. That's enough for you. And more things will be added on to you that you need, that are beneficial for your spirit, spiritually and physically, man. Having the gift of discernment is a very good thing, but that's God's gift. That's not something that you just get. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I made this video because, I just wanted to talk about that. Like, basically what that verse is saying is, don't fall in love with this world, because if you fall in love with it, then you're susceptible to getting persuaded by Satan. Because Satan, he's the one that's over this world. God created the world and everything, but Satan is the one that's over the world. If you don't believe me, look at what they do in Hollywood. You should also be able to tell that God is the truth, and that when you dwell in the world, that you don't have true love for the Father, because just if you look at Hollywood, look how much they mock Jesus, man. You can't just tell that something, that alone should let you know that Jesus is the way, man. Look how much Jesus gets mocked and God gets mocked. They always, I don't see no other religion, to me it's not religion, it's a family. It's really a family. So, but I don't see no other religion that get as mocked as Christianity. Christianity is the most mocked and hated religion, man. That should show you that some spiritual, beings that are behind the scenes are in place, and they're making these things happen, man. Such as Satan and the fallen angels, all of them, man. They're behind this junk, man. But that's what I'm saying, you can't fall in love with this world, because if you fall in love with this world, you're not going to want to think about having love for our Father, and it won't be true love. You'll just depend on this world and the money as your God. See what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's basically what it's saying. You fall in love with this world, you're not gonna have true love for the Father, because you'll pretty much look at the world as your God. The money, all of that, the fame, you'll pretty much look at it as your God. You'll idolize it, man. And it will steer you away from being close with God, man. It's a Bible verse about, don't worry about the things that are down here on this world, but, do right by God and build up the treasures and look forward towards the treasures that are in heaven. It's something like that. It's sort of like that. It's not exactly how I worded it, but I'm putting in this video. So, yeah, man. Let go of the world, man. Strive towards getting closer with God and Jesus, and you'll be all right, man. And then at least when you pass away, at least you'll have eternity with God, and you'll be able to have fun. You don't think it's fun in heaven? Come on, man. Really? You seriously don't think it's fun in heaven? Come on, man. It's far better than down here. All this place got is sin and steering you away from God, man. That's it. But alright, guys, y'all have a good day. Y'all take care of yourselves, and let's fight this flesh together, man. Alright, guys.